Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
The hot weather did a bit of a disappearing act today, dropping down from yesterday's 90 degrees. But again, for some people, today's temps are perfect. Let's find out from Hutch if the wind will die down this evening in your no-wait weather. Hutch?
Well, those north winds are what's ushering in some cooler Canadian air. Quite a temperature range across our region. If you're in the Twin Cities, it's near 90 like it was here yesterday. Get into the South Dakota border area and we're in the mid-80s. Still a nice summer-like temperatures, but look at Devil's Lake. It's 59 degrees there. The north winds are going to continue. They'll be a little breezy this evening. We do have some thunderstorms starting to fire in northern parts of South Dakota where our cool air is mashing into that much warmer air down to the south, but still not a lot of moisture in the atmosphere to work with. So some high-base thunderstorms developing, and they are mainly to the south of our viewing area. So Fargo, our chance of rain, nil, but the wind is still going to be out there, Andrea. Temperatures will slide back into the 60s by late tonight. So not too bad and above average for this time of the year for Fargo. At Grand Forks, a little cooler. We'll be in the 60s by early evening and breezy conditions until after sunset. I'll have details about that big weekend ahead here. I think we'll have some sunshine in the forecast and not quite as hot as we were yesterday.
All right. Thanks, Hutch. A high-risk sex offender is now living just a few blocks from an elementary school in North Fargo. 35-year-old Ryan Denning is living at 734 College Street North. That's a few blocks from Roosevelt Elementary School. He was convicted in 2000 in Washington State for attempted indecent liberties. The victim in the case was a 16-year-old girl. High-risk offenders are considered the most likely to reoffend. We have new information now about a rollover crash in Fargo that split a power line in half and injured 2 people. Yesterday, Fargo police responded to a one-vehicle rollover crash at University Drive South and First Avenue South. Police have identified the driver as 45-year-old Robert Morton of Fargo. Morton crashed into an electrical pole and rolled. Morton and his 9-year-old child were taken to a hospital for injuries that are not life-threatening. Police say the incident is still under investigation. It's time for a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 43-year-old Brian Helgeson is wanted for theft of property. You're urged to call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. Grand Forks police are warning you about an ongoing scam that has been plaguing callers in the Northern Valley. Officers say if you get a phone call from someone requesting that you pay for something with gift cards, it is most likely a scam. There have been reports of the caller pretending to be your boss or a relative in jail, or they might say you owe a tax debt or outstanding warrant. Police want you to hang up the phone if you get calls like this. The sheriff's office in Hennepin County, Minnesota, has a new tool to help during search and recovery operations. It gives crews above water a view underwater. Carla Halt reports.
On the warming waters of Lake Minnetonka,
we're going to use the Klein right here.
Technology has taken the helm.
I'm going to drop it in slowly. We do not want to break our fins off.
This torpedo-looking device and this, what looked like a tricked-out cooler, represent the latest tools helping Hennepin County deputies do their job.
We use that equipment to look for the deceased or to find navigational hazards that may be under the water. We can find trees, stumps, rocks, boats.
Deputy Troy Kostouris says this combo is the first of its kind in the state and will break new water, first with its clearer images, not unlike a glorified fish finder.
And that's going to shoot information down to the bottom of the ground. It's going to reflect back up to the machine, and it's going to get filtered through a computer, and that's going to give us an image of what's on the bottom.
And this remotely operated vehicle,
like a little mini submarine that we run with a remote control.
It does just as the name suggests.
That dives underneath the water and it has cameras, and it also has sonar that we'll see out in front of it, and we can grab onto stuff with that and swim it back up to the top of the surface.
And the so-called sub can even operate under ice.
We'll take a chainsaw, we'll cut out a section of ice, we can run it with a tent, put over the top of us, we look at the computers on top of the ice, and we'll drive it down and look underneath the water.
A look underneath.
About a 60 to 70 foot boat.
Giving those who patrol our lakes and rivers an extra tool to keep everyone safe.
The cutting-edge equipment costs about $170,000, part of which will be covered by a federal grant. You'll soon hear construction on the underpass in Moorhead going all day and night. The crew working there is behind schedule, so the city granted a permit for continuous construction. This should go on for about 3 weeks to hopefully get the project back on track. The constant construction will start on June 10th. There's a new diet hack that says you can burn fat, tighten your skin, and get rid of cellulite without changing your diet or adding more exercise to your routine. All you need is Saran Wrap and Vicks Vapor Rub. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall asks experts if the trend is too good to be true.
I wasn't really an athlete or, into sports when I was in high school or in elementary school.
Going to the gym wasn't always natural for Jamie Smith, but over time, it got easier.
I just liked the way that I felt after class.
Now, she helps others embrace healthier lifestyles, but not everyone is willing or able to put in the work. And that's where diet fads and health hacks come in.
The cabbage diet, the lemon diet, it's just off the wall and not healthy typically. Sometimes I'll try things just so I can tell my clients that I've tried them and that they're pointless.
One new trend uses VapoRub and Cling Wrap to burn fat. Users say they put VapoRub on their trouble spots, wrap it up in the Cling Wrap, and leave it on while exercising or sleeping. Not only do they say the trick burns fat, but it firms your skin and gets rid of cellulite. So I asked the professionals, does it work and is it safe?
And anytime we apply a chemical on the skin, it's being absorbed. And so when we're using large amounts of this vapor rub per se, not only is it harmful to the organs in our body, but also we're breathing that in excess.
Sorensen also says the trick won't give you lasting results.
With the whole wrap theory, all we're doing is really dehydrating the cells. And so it's very temporary.
While the health hack falls short, there are safe and effective options for people looking for help.
Two treatments that I can think of would be M-Sculpt, which we have right here, as well as Cool Sculpting. M-Sculpt is the newest treatment out there. We're going to get an instantaneous muscle build, and then over a 3-month period of time, we're going to see fat loss by around 17%.
But if you want a surefire way to keep the fat away for good, Smith says there's really only one way.
The only way to lose inches and to lose body fat is through exercise and diet. I mean, that's really the only way of doing it.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Now, we did ask Vicks, the makers of VapoRub, about the trend, and in a statement, the company says it does not endorse any inappropriate use of its products. Health experts say the impacted air quality from the Canadian wildfires poses no immediate concern for us, but say overall, air patterns are set to continue bringing the smoke all over the state. Officials say the smoke is in the upper atmosphere, but that could change any minute. Employees at the Division of Air Quality and a respiratory therapist agree that smoke can affect everyone differently.
Kids with asthma or adults with COPD should limit their time because they're going to be more likely to have symptoms.
Everybody's different, and that's why our news releases are very precautionary, that everybody has to treat their own health as very special and very specific to them.
The division has been monitoring air quality around the clock and will notify the public if and when they're at risk. On this World No Tobacco Day, a new study done at NDSU shows another potential way to help smokers quit. The study finds chiropractors to be something of an untapped resource in a medical program devised to help patients quit. The program, called Ask, Advise, Refer, is something commonly done in mainstream hospitals where caregivers suggest smokers quit. This study says doing the same program in chiropractic offices spreads outreach in efforts to get people to quit smoking.
It's typically just been these more conventional healthcare systems that have done that. And so we were approached to work within the chiropractic community. And the more time somebody is advised to quit, it gets the thinking started like, maybe I should quit. And then they're more likely to attempt to quit. And the more time somebody attempts, the more likely they are to be successful.
Following the success of this study, researchers hope to do the same study, but next time with pharmacists instead. If you're looking to get out on the lakes and enjoy the sunshine this weekend, there's some good news for young anglers. They can fish for free. On Saturday and Sunday, anyone 16 and over can fish any North Dakota water without a license during the state's free fishing weekend. Also, kids 15 and under do not need a fishing license at any time of year. You can find more fishing regulation details on our website, valleynewslive.com. Moorhead police are now looking for the owners of some adorable visitors that showed up to their department this morning. Authorities are looking for the owners of 3 guinea pigs who were found running in a park. Police were also alerted to 3 ducklings that were trying to cross First Avenue North. No family could be found, so the ducklings were released to another family and they waddled on their way.